What up, peeps? It's your girl K-Cee Deeva here. Welcome to another edition of 90 Day Fiance. I'm K-Cee Deeva, and I should say 90 Day Fiance Afterthoughts, not actual 90 Day Fiance. They get so excited about talking about this show. This is
Mm-hmm.
called Afterthoughts. 90 Day Fiance, what WTF moments with K-Cee Deeva and Mr. Wonderful, Mr. Handsome, Mr. Anthony Adams.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I like the compliments. No, you look beautiful yourself. Look at denim jacket and everything, hair done. And
Thank you.
am I seeing new specs?
Yes, you are. These are my
Oh,
new leopard print specs. You know me.
growl.
I'm not afraid of, showing my little wild side, trying something
Mm-hmm.
new, being different,
Yeah.
being bold. It's all of what Adidas is. So there
Hey,
you
I ain't mad at you.
go.
It's in your name, as you can see on the screen, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it is. It is. I try to live up to the name. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we are here to talk about 90 Day Fiance.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what a one hell of a show last night. If you missed the show, we do this every week. We chit chat about it. We post it up on Monday. So if you missed it, we'll recap it for you, and we also give you our thoughts on all the crazy that has happened that night.
Okay.
And there was a lot of crazy going on last night. Am I right?
Woo! I
Am I
I'm looking. I ain't got no alcohol in my house right now, but I'm
lying?
looking. I need something to drink. I need something in my hand right now, because
Man, it
woo.
was a crazy, crazy show.
Mm, mm. Did you
Second
have
to
your
last show,
popcorn?
yes.
Me
Second to
too.
last show of the season.
Uh,
Um, I don't even know where to begin. I'm just gonna dive on it.
let's
Let,
go.
let's start. Let's start with Amina and Andrew. Now, Amina is just to me, it is this just drop dead gorgeous woman
Mm,
who seems really sweet.
yes,
Now where is she again? She is
she's from France.
France, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, then there's Andrew. I'm gonna leave it at that. Anyway,
Every time I see her and I look at him, I go, you know, you're dating way out of your league, right, dude?
right. I'm like, but what kills me though, is that
Mhm.
yes, he's dating out of his league, but he acts like she's the privileged one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like anyway. So this poor girl,
Mhm.
so they've been trying to connect, they're trying to get
Mhm.
here. There's 5 days left before her visa expires.
Mhm.
5 days. Her temporary visa,
Mhm.
coming to the US. So they're trying to rush this thing. So if you remember a few episodes back, she went through Mexico, she got held up at the airport. They sent her back packing home. Okay. They,
Mhm.
they detained her. She couldn't get through. Now he's convinced her to go through Serbia to get to the US because they didn't shut down the borders for coronavirus, whatever. However, Serbia is a freaking hot ass mess. Did you see the graffiti and the destruction and the chaos?
Serbia looked like that movie World War Z.
Yes.
Serbia, I'm
My
like,
goodness.
I'm just sitting there and I'm like, where is this the zombie apocalypse she's in right now?
Right.
I'm waiting on Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead to roll up on a horse and be like, hey, come on, get on. I'm gonna get you out of here. I'm gonna
Come
get you to
on, let's
safety.
go.
I'm just like, where? And it was just crazy. They're like, really, dude? This is where you going? Hey, I have an idea. Let's get you to Serbia. You can come to the U.S. Yeah, Serbia's great. No.
Right, because it's all about him, and it's all about what he wants. The woman was terrified. She did it anyway, trying to
Mm-hmm.
get to him. Now she's stuck there because she had to quarantine
Mm-hmm.
before they let her through. Through.
Mm-hmm.
She's stuck there quarantine. She was out trying to couldn't find food. All the grocery stores were closed and locked up,
Mm-hmm.
boarded up. The restaurants were closed and out of food. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's a nightmare over there. Shame
It
on him.
is. I mean, listen, I get it. Yeah, because them visas, they're not free. You got to pay for those. So I get it. You want to get your money's worth. You want to, use it and everything. But, bro, why can't you just, hop on a flight and go to Paris? I
I
mean, you
agree.
you you got all these loopholes to get her here. You don't think those loopholes can work in, I don't know, reverse? You don't think maybe you can go quarantine in Serbia for
No,
14
no,
days?
but does she have to? Does she have to come here because of the visa? That's what I'm not sure of.
Well,
Is that
so
why?
the well, yeah, because they're on the K-1 visa. You have 90 days. I think from the minute you get it, you have and then you get to use this one 90 days starts. So you have like a certain
Mhm.
amount of time before it actually starts. And so it's technically already started because they tried to go to Mexico. That didn't work. So then she got sent back, and the visa time is just like going. So it's like you
Right,
gotta
doesn't
hurry up.
matter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't care. They're like, yo, you need to get you need either you use it or you lose it. It doesn't roll
Okay.
over like that. So yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
it's
All right. Well, we're gonna wish Amina luck, but as it ended, the last thing we heard was he came in and he told his mom that she didn't get on the plane, and they left it at that. So I guess we'll find out this week. Why
mm,
did they detain her again, or did she be like, "F this, I'm not doing it"? He said, "Got me here in a war zone," and
hmm
anyway, good luck, girl, because
yeah,
I felt
exactly.
bad for my poor Amina.
No, and I
All
like
right,
Amina too.
huh?
I like Amina too. This was actually
I
a couple
like
I
Amina.
was rooting for at first, but now I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
no, no,
she could do better. I agree with her dad. Her dad was like, "This guy's a loser." Like,
yes.
any dad, if that was your daughter,
Are
you'd
you
be
out
the
of your
same way,
mind? Are you
huh?
I said, are
Right,
you out of your mind?
right.
I do you. I pull an old school move. If you can't come to my house, ring my doorbell, and introduce yourself, you ain't taking my daughter out.
Hello.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's old school parenting 101.
that's parenting 101. All
Yes.
right. Moving on. Stephanie and Harris. Speaking of youngsters.
Are we sure
Um,
he's young? Have you seen how that guy looks?
okay, I was gonna ask you, do we know how old Harris is? Because either that working on the farm has aged him, or he looks older than Ryan to me.
He looked like he could be her age, and Stephanie's what, 50,
Stephanie's
52,
52,
50?
52.
Yeah. He got to at least be in his mid 40s. I mean, but then again, when you work on an island like Belize, a lot of the people that they are, they get a lot of sun. So when you go to Belize, a lot of people there,
Um,
their skin tends to be a lot darker like that. So, yeah, but
yeah.
they've never told us his age. I want to say he might be in his 40s.
I see. I had put him at about 30. I knew he was older than Ryan. Plus, he's got
Yeah.
3 kids. But
Yeah.
yeah, I kind of thought that maybe he was in his 30s. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know, I mean, so she entered. Here's the thing. I realized last night I'm in the wrong line of work, and do you know why?
Why is that?
Because Stephanie introduced Harris to her psychic, and all she did was ask a bunch of questions and turn it around, act like she told him something. Let me get some of that money. For real? Lady, really?
So, quick sidebar. One of my former coworkers used to work as a psychic, and I asked them, I said, how does that work? And they go, you actually tell a bunch of stuff that's going on with you to a machine. And then once you get to me, I tell you everything. so,
Exactly.
so yeah, so I mean,
Exactly.
yeah, it's just basically repeating everything. But can we talk about the side eye Stephanie gave Harris when his baby's mother was mentioned? Woo! She looked at him like she's getting ready to say, I will set your little Belize ass ablaze.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Don't get
That
she looked
side
like
eye was strong.
she looked like she wanted to say, don't get your ass here to the US and make a damn fool of me. I will send you packing right back.
I will cut you.
She gave him that look like I
You
doubled
sure
that.
did.
Yeah, when she asked the baby's mother, she saw the picture. She looked at him. That look said, "I dare you. I double dare you to tell me you still care about
Okay,
me.
but
I dare you."
what about his mama? What about Ryan's mama calling her job all the way in the US trying to track Ryan down?
What was
Come
that
on
Dave?
now.
What's that Dave Chappelle meme? Holding the money like this when she heard that
Right,
Ryan's family was calling, and
right.
he holding on. She's trying to hang on to that money as much as she can
Because
because
you know that's all they calling for. The mama's calling, talking about we're broke. We need some more bills paid. She probably has no idea that Ryan's out of the picture and Harris took over gladly.
she probably don't. She probably don't. So I mean, when you become the meal ticket, you gotta cut that off, because Now now it's getting to the point where they expecting the money to come. I'm like, hold on a
part
second
of,
here.
part of me feels very bad for her because I feel like something's not right. I don't know
Mhm.
if there's some maybe a little substance abuse going on. And she always
Yeah.
seems a little off, a little out there. She likes
Hmm.
that wine a little too much. I don't know. She's a lonely woman, and it just
Yeah.
feels like she doesn't care if the freaking Uber driver comes back with her to the U.S. She just want to bring somebody back,
Exactly. She
and
don't want to
it's
be
kind
lonely
of
no
sad.
more.
It's kind of sad. She's
Oh,
lonely. I
Lord.
wish her well.
Mm.
We'll see because now she's talking about bringing Harris back to the U.S. So, we'll
Hmm.
see.
I'm this
All right.
close to putting her on the sick and shut in though. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of side eye, Miss Hazel and Tariq, because
Oh
Hazel
boy.
be having that side eye all the time now.
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah, why don't you set up the scenario that happened last night?
Okay. So Tariq and Hazel, they go and they meet up with one of Tariq's best friends at a restaurant, and they're talking. And
It was a
Hazel,
woman, by the way.
it was a woman, yeah. And Hazel is upset because she found out that Tariq has been talking to another woman in the Philippines. And now, listen, we all know that Hazel is openly bisexual. She hasn't come out to her family yet. Let me stress that real fast. But the rule, and she's open to having them, have, I guess, what they call like a polyamorous relationship or whatever it is. Whatever, what it's called. I'm not sure on terminology. But anyway,
Hot mess. Yeah, go ahead.
well, what happened is um she's her, but her rule has always been I choose the girl. That's always been the rule. And so when she found out Tarika had been talking to another girl in the Philippines, and she was upset about that, so she brought up to the friend, and the friend was like, this clearly is making her feel uncomfortable. You need to block her. And Tariq Lily has the audacity to say, I'm not blocking my friend.
He's like, why should I?
Ooh,
Really, Tariq?
bruh,
Really,
it
Tariq?
had Hazel got up and walked out and said, I'm done, I wouldn't have been mad at her.
Right. She would have
Had
been
she got
forward
up
in
and
the right.
walked out and been like, I'm out, I'm going back home, I would have been mad. Not at all.
You know what? I would have been like, as soon as I found out he's still talking to, clearly he's got some
Minty.
kind of fetish or obsession with women in the Philippines and these types of places,
Mm-hmm.
Thailand and whatever. The minute I saw that, especially after I just made it very clear, she made it
Mm-hmm.
clear she didn't want him talking to their ex Minty,
Mm-hmm.
who's over in Thailand. They had that
Mm-hmm.
whole awkward face to face we saw last week or week before last. And
Yeah.
then now I find out you're talking to another girl. Bye bye.
Mm-hmm.
We're done.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
And
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say his friend. I liked his friend
Yeah.
because she was like, even though that's his homie, her homie. She
Mm.
didn't take up for him. She was like, "You're wrong.
Yeah.
You're about to marry this woman in a couple weeks. You're wrong."
Yeah. No, no, and absolutely, she did. She called him out. She's like, "You're wrong." And on top of that, it's just like it's like she told me, like, "Liv, if this is making making her uncomfortable, your job is to make sure that your significant other is comfortable."
Right.
And it's just it's one of those things where it's like, dude, you got to start to listen because you start having this mindset of I can do what I want to do. She gonna trust me, dude. She either gonna get back on that plane and walk away from this, or she gonna wait for the right time, hit you with the divorce papers, and then you stay in the U.S. and you still responsible for her. So,
For 10 years. That's what a lot of people forget. All right,
mhm.
let's move on. We won't even address the powder blue suit he threw on to try to leave
If
her back.
you don't know me by now, if you don't know me, every time I
But
see him in that suit, I expect him to start singing that song.
right. Yeah, I need him to throw that away. Okay, Zied and Rebecca. This is the most awkward situation. I think there's a lot of awkward situations on the show, but this one is really awkward because Zied has just told Rebecca he cannot stay in the same residence with her, and they cannot get married
Mm-hmm.
um, during Ramadan.
Mm-hmm.
So he's left to the choice of we got to hurry up and get married before Ramadan, or we
Mm-hmm.
got to wait a month.
Mm.
And she was pushing back for a while, and she kept pushing back and saying,
Mm.
Nope, not trying to rush it. I want the fairy tale. I want the da 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 and all the friends and the family. He just wants to run down the justice of the peace and get it done at the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, I suspected it would happen, and she did exactly what I was afraid of. She gave it, and now they're
Yeah.
trying to get married.
First of all, it killed me when she walked in and he was like this the whole time, just mad, acting like a 6-year-old who mad
Right,
because you won't give him a new toy.
right.
And then on top of that, when she lost the ring and she was looking for it, he just sitting there playing video games. She should have unplugged the doggone thing on and been like, "Help me look for this ring you gave me." Yeah,
I would have snatched that. I would have snatched that thing out the plug,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, shut it off.
wrapped it up,
Shut it
and
off.
been like, "You can have it back when we find this ring."
Exactly.
If you want to act like a 6-year-old, I'm gonna treat you like one.
Exactly. I mean, the thing about it is, okay. And my thing is this: look, I get it. You want to have the big wedding and everything. You've been married twice before. At this point, just
No, three.
oh, three. Oh,
3 times.
at this point, just go get married. Just get married. But even still, in this time of COVID and Ramadan, it's like, look, he only got so many days left. That's a month gone. And then you want to try this big wedding. And I'm like, look, either do the justice of the peace and then have a big wedding later, or yeah.
But the thing that bothers me about this, all that you say is a good point because you got coronavirus and do all that.
Yeah.
But what bothers me about the situation, and that's what bothered her daughter too, is what is going on? Why is he just now telling you this? Like he should have told you this months ago.
Exactly.
So then, okay, you could have planned to get married, back then, or at least you knew what you were dealing with, and you wait until like 2 weeks before this holiday, and then say, "Oh yeah, we just can't be together." Like it's no big deal. I mean, she spent money, she spent time, energy getting you over here, moving you in, doing all this stuff. I thought it was very inconsiderate, and it makes me question, just like her daughter said, what's his motives? Is he trying to rush it because he wants to hurry up and be permanent and secure things to be in the U.S.? Why would he wait to the last minute? Because now he's not really giving you a choice. It's like he's got you in the corner, and it's like, okay, either marry me in 2 weeks or not.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he had the audacity to say, maybe I can go stay with your daughter and everything. And I'm like, really?
You're gonna put her out? Like, come on now.
Oh God, no. We'll see how this plays out. Who we got next?
Ziad is out. Okay, we got Yara and Jovi. Yara and Jovi. Jovi and his. Okay, let me ask you this. So the last episode, we saw Jovi doing a bachelor party. Yara's pregnant, so she stayed home and slept. Now the next day after this bachelor party, they're supposed to go to Vegas and get married. She said, "Hey, I need you to come home early. We got a flight. I need you to be packed. Woo woo woo." He made all these promises. In true Jovi fashion, he broke every last one of them. And then we see his friend send him upstairs to the champagne room with the stripper at the strip club. Now, we all know what supposedly goes on in the champagne room, so I'm told. Now, cameras didn't follow him up there, so I'm waiting for him to, is he going to fess up to her at some point? What happened? Because did something happen? Did it not? I don't know. Was it just for the cameras? What do you think?
Well, according to a great philosopher of the 90s and a pop icon, a cultural icon, and somebody who I admire, the great Chris Rock once said, "There is no such thing as sex in the champagne room." I had to mention. I had to throw that reference out there. You know what? I wonder if one of the friends is going to be like, "Hey, yeah. So last night when I sent you up there, and then what's going to happen is they going to set it up. See, this thing about reality TV that you learn, they're going to set it up to where she's like around the corner and not realize it, And when his boy and him are talking about what happened at the bachelor party, she gonna come bolting in around the corner like, you did what? You went
Yeah.
where? With who? Oh
Yeah.
no. But
Yep.
but the question is, are they going to make it to Vegas? Because you want to tell them what happened at the end of the episode?
Yeah. I mean, she's talking about so she was mad because he
Mm-hmm.
was promised to come home early. He came home late. He was drunk. He's trying to
Mm-hmm.
get in the bed with his dirty pants on from the club, and she told him, "Get out of those dirty clothes where you get in the bed." I'm like,
yeah.
I don't blame you, Yara.
Yeah.
And so she kind of gave him the silent treatment on the way to
Mm-hmm.
the airport. And when they got there, she was bawling her poor little eyes out, saying that
Yeah.
she's not sure she wants to stay. She's ready to go home.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and
mean,
I couldn't blame her. She said, "You don't respect me," and he doesn't. He
he
doesn't.
doesn't.
He gets pulled
No.
this kind of crap.
No, he
I don't
doesn't.
think
I
he's ready.
mean, yeah, no, I mean he does. And I mean, listen, I get it. It's your bachelor party. And of course, the rule about your bachelorette parties, you gotta be out late and everything. But at the end of the day, it's also like you gotta
I
you
mean,
gotta
you
weigh
gotta
out
be
your
out late. You
options.
don't
You don't
got
gotta
to
be
be
out
out
late.
late,
I
Anthony.
mean, no. What I'm saying is they go generally they go later, but I was gonna make my point. It's like sometimes you gotta be like, look, I gotta cut this night short. I got a pregnant lady at home and everything, and right now her needs come first before this. Y'all can get mad at me later on down the line, but I'd rather y'all be mad at me than to deal with this later on down the line. And, listen, we've all been there before. We've all been in relationships where we want to stay out late, but it's like, you know what? Our significant others have asked us to come home early, and we've had to cut. Be like, hey, look, I want to come hang with y'all. I want to go to the pool hall with y'all. I got to get going. No, I gotta go. I gotta go. We've all of us have been there. No matter who we are, we've all been there. So
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of spouses, that leads me to number one, which is Mike and Natalie. So Mike and Natalie, last week Mike gave Natalie the ring back, and she blew the moment as in true Natalie fashion. But she had the ring. They were making all the arrangements. They couldn't because of COVID now. Because remember when this was filmed, COVID was going on.
Mm-hmm.
The initial phases, shutting everything down and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So, they shut things down. They couldn't go and get married anywhere. So they were gonna have a nice little family wedding in their backyard. Uncle Bo there and
Mm-hmm.
the neighbor lady and a few other people. And so one scene we see Mike was grilling something that looked like I don't know what the hell was that,
What?
Ebony?
Well, I don't know if that what was that was that. I don't know if that was supposed to be hamburgers. Was that supposed to be biscuits? Was that supposed to be oatmeal cookies or something like that? Somebody hit me on Twitter and said they're crab cakes. I said, you don't make crab cakes on the grill. I'm like,
That's why they look so weird.
them jokers look like, I'm like, them look like biscuits out the can. I'm like,
I
did you
never
try
seen
to?
a crab cake look like
I ain't
that.
never seen no. I'm like, they look more like oatmeal cookies when you look at them. I'm like,
But then, that makes sense because she's a health fanatic, and so I knew they weren't burgers because she's not gonna let them eat any red meat. You
of
see how
course not.
skinny Mike got? Mike slimmed down, like
That's
he looks
that.
even taller because he's
I
so
was
skinny now.
that's that stress weight. He don't. That's that stress causing him to lose that weight.
Right, right, right,
Because
right, right, right.
when you're stressed, you fluctuate. You go up and down, and that's
Yeah,
why they always tell you that's not good because it can lead to health problems because you gain weight quickly, but you lose it quickly, and that's
yeah,
not
yeah.
good. So yeah.
Well, he definitely unloaded a lot of stress because 1 minute they're eating crab cakes and doing the thing, and the next minute she's bawling her eyes out
Mm-hmm.
on the phone with the woman that was coming to do the ceremony, saying that my fiance changed his mind. The wedding's off. I'm headed back home.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Mike, no, you didn't do that. No, Mike, you didn't do that to that girl. Got her all excited. She told her mama and her friend, and she gave the ring. And now I've been on Mike's side all this time because I felt that she was a little too much. She was on him, but when he did that, I felt that was dirty. I think that was dirty, especially because of the coronavirus and everything that was going on. What do you think?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I was Team Mike up until that moment. It was just like 1 minute y'all sitting there celebrating and dancing, and you trying to be a little magic Mike for her and everything. And the next minute you wake up and you're like, I don't want to do this. And it's like, I want to know what it was that really. I mean, listen, we've sat here and we poked fun, and I poked fun, and I've said, TLC has him under contract, so he has this way. But I really want to know what made him just go, you know what? I don't want to do this. Like what made him go on the wedding day of all things? Say, I
I
don't
think
want to
that
do
was
this.
I think one or two things. I think either you're under something with the contract thing and maybe it was all for TV for drama,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what, or he just got cold feet because she was being pretty nasty to the man for all
She
this stuff.
was. She
And, he
was.
probably woke up and said, what the hell am I doing? I'm going to have to live with this for the rest of my life. I'm not sure I'm
Mm-hmm.
ready to make that decision right now,
Mm,
which
mm, mm,
again was horribly unfair to her.
mm,
He should have said that before then. And
mm,
now she's got to travel back home. First of all, everything's closing down. So she's got to figure out a route to get home. And she's got to be in the airport with all these people. And it's a pandemic.
mm.
She's terrified, and rightfully so.
Yeah, as she should be. But I often wonder, Diva. This is Paul Mooney talking here, and I just want to say about Natalie, baby. What did you really think was going to happen? Did you really think he was going to marry you with the way you've been acting nasty and everything to him? But Mike, you are wrong for that. Yes, you are wrong. I don't care about your wedding at all, but I must say you are wrong, Natalie. I said this about Meghan Markle last week. You thought you was royalty. No. You're crown royal. Get your purple bag. You just got your wake up
Oh,
call.
ouch. Dang, not royal.
But hold on. I'm not done. Mike. What in the hell was that you was making on that damn grill? I
Well, because
don't
there
know
was
if
no
there
damn
was
crab
oatmeal
cakes.
cookies or if those was biscuits, but that joker looked nasty. Mm-mm.
All right. On that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We've gone over time, but there was a lot to talk about.
There was
Join us next week as we will recap the very last episode of this
season
season
finale. Woo!
of Fiance season finale.
Mm,
Can't wait to see what happens to all the couples.
mm.
So yeah, look for us next week.
Yes,
Same, we'll be posting on Twitter. We'll post on Instagram. Um,
yes.
and during the show, we do tweets and whatnot and kind of give our opinions as well. So until then, stay safe, be well,
Yes.
and we'll see you next time.
Catch you later.